So my name is Matthew Stone, and I'm the chair of the computer science department here. And so it's my pleasure, on behalf of the department, to welcome you to this virtual visit day. Uh, COVID has caused lots of disruptions to our programs and activities. And this is one of the cases where the restrictions with the pandemic are perhaps most disappointing. A couple years ago, when we held this event, we filled one of the kind of largest atriums on campus with poster session, presentations, refreshments, and we were able to spend an hour or two with a really open-ended chat among all of the PhD students and other researchers in the department. So that not just the prospective students, but um, our own current students and the very large department that we have, were able to kind of catch up with one another and celebrate the work that we do here. We're hoping to be able to do something like that perhaps as soon as the fall. But for now, we're just able to give a kind of, you know, thin imitation of the real vibrant in-person events that really uh, characterize academic research at its best. So none of you have been able to see the Rutgers campus. There are parts of it that are very pretty and the kind of quaint New England college vibe that you know from movies. Um, we're the State University of New Jersey, which means that we're very large, but it also means that the university has a whole bunch of connections to the state that are really valuable in terms of the leadership that we provide in education and outreach and science. Uh, there are affiliate campuses throughout the state that manage agricultural programs and other kinds of professional and personal enrichment activities. And within computer science, we coordinate teacher training efforts for high schools across the state and are integrally involved in New Jersey's efforts to teach CS to all students in elementary, middle, and high schools in the state. We sit in the School of Arts and Sciences, which is the biggest unit in the New Brunswick campus. And for reasons that I'll explain, that sort of has given a uniquely kind of collaborative and interdisciplinary approach to the way that we do computer science at Rutgers. So you'll be seeing lots of stuff about what happens in the department today, and you'll be able to talk to specific students and faculty in your research area. Um, and those kinds of conversations are able to get much more in detail about what you're likely to be doing as a PhD student at Rutgers. But there are some broader themes that tie the whole department together. And some of these have long characterized research at Rutgers, as I'll be talking about a little bit more later today. And they're still sort of provide a lot of the energy and success in the department. So we're really proud of the approach that we take. We really see computer science as a key part of all sort of scientific engineering and even sort of scholarship more generally that the university undertakes. Today's problems are complex and they really rely on research that contributes to computer science, but that also draws on and contributes to a range of domain fields and has impact in society, particularly through companies that deploy these solutions, sort of, for profit and for the benefit of society. And so our research style and many of the training programs that we offer really emphasize the opportunities to combine fundamental training in computer science with experience in interdisciplinary collaborations and exposure to a range of different kinds of domain expertise that's necessary to make an impact with academic research. You can get a flavor for that in this slide, where we look at collaborations with ocean scientists on sentencing, collaboration with public policy and urban planners on urban and human spaces, collaboration with engineers and with cognitive scientists on robotics, and collaboration with neuroscience and medicine for diagnosis and treatment of diseases. We're a big department with a mix of undergraduate and graduate programs of all kinds. You'll be one of 150 or so PhD students if you join the program. But you'll also see in some of your classes some of our professional master's program, which is a thriving program that we offer. And even you'll interact in research projects with our undergraduates. And of course, you'll see them in your role as teaching assistants for undergraduate classes. We have 40 tenure stream faculty who combine teaching with independent research careers across a range of research areas, which I've sort of hinted at in that slide before. We also have folks that focus on applied research and connections to industry explicitly, as well as teaching professors that support instruction, community, and outreach, those kinds of CS for all efforts that are really a key part of our mission as a public institution. We have a bunch of centers that serve a vital role in catalyzing the kinds of interdisciplinary research projects that I talked about. And I'll be talking about these a little bit more this afternoon. It's sort of too exciting to fit in a 10-minute welcome. We're really proud of the infrastructure that we have, including one of the most well-equipped robotics labs in the country, supercomputing resources, smart spaces and instrumented environments, and prototype testbeds of all kinds. And sort of participating in research means getting access to these kinds of sort of innovative platforms that will be shaping technology going forward. It's supported by a strong team of technical and administrative staff who will make sure that if you come to Rutgers, you'll be able to get stuff done, both in terms of the technical work that you want to do with software and hardware, but also in terms of the logistics of making your way through the graduate program and dealing with things like the expenses of research. You know, hopefully the PhD students that you talk to will be able to reminisce about the days before COVID when they were flying all over the world for research meetings, a state that we hope to return to, you know, within a year. We think it's an incredibly exciting time for CS, and I think that the rest of the events today will make that clear. You know, the area dean that supervises mathematics and physical sciences is a computer scientist, and he and the rest of the team at SAS and the chancellor and provost of the university are really strongly supportive of integrative efforts to connect CS to new research projects and supporting us in our needs in research and instruction to be able to train you and, you know, the next generation of technologists of all levels. this is a time mostly for you to answer your questions and get a flavor for what it would be like to be here. And so kind of conversations, formal presentations are just the starting point for, the decision that you might make to spend 4 or 5 or 6 years in New Jersey working with our faculty and, enjoying this great state, which I could talk about to no end. But rather than talk about the beaches and the mountains and the cities and the farms, I'm going to turn it over to Uli, who will actually talk about the PhD.